Hey everybody, welcome to Book Study. We are going to be chatting a little bit about chapter 5 of this beautiful book right here. So I'm just going to open up with some questions because I want to hear from you all. But who's loving this book study so far? Show of hands or in the chat. It's pretty exciting. I was teasing before this recording that I was going to start monotone and be real boring, but we only have 30 minutes, so we don't have time for such things. So my first question for discussion is this. Out of the 6 engaging connectors on page 98 and 99, which speaking style do you see yourself presenting in and why? And you can unmute to answer this question.
Can you tell us the options, because mine is audio?
Yes. So yeah, that is helpful. Okay, so we has us laughing, is a passionate speaker that brings the electricity and you can feel what he felt. You have master of illustrations. You make your audience feel like your best friend. You have brilliant and informative. And then you also have puts everyone in the room at ease and makes you feel confident in yourselves. So is there a certain one that resonates with you and how you would see yourself presenting, or you present yourself?
I don't know, Kayleen, I don't know which one I am, but I know Brittany's all of them.
Wait, read that list again. Tell me all the things about me. I'm just kidding. That is so nice, Jana. How you get so nice? Which one was the nice one on the list? That's the one Jana is.
Jana
I
makes
don't think that was
everyone
on the
feel
list, Brittany.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding.
Well,
They are
that's
all nice. But you're really great at all those. Super real.
Oh, well, thanks. I was actually gonna say I think I'm probably the illustrations. Maybe I give good illustrations, but maybe I don't. I could just think I give good illustrations and don't actually, but that was the one I thought.
Interesting.
That means I don't.
I was thinking brilliant and informative for you, Brittany, but you do give good analogies. Is that illustration? Does that go the same? So you can go for that one too. I'll give you a mark for that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I think I'm also the illustration one because my husband and I are youth pastors, and the best way to get their attention is to give them lots of examples and stuff like that. So I think I've learned that over the couple of years. So that was probably the one that resonated with me the most, was the illustration one.
Love it. Nice to meet you, Jessica.
I think I'm a feel what he felt, a passionate speaker.
Can't wait to see that in action, Megan. Love this. Love the self-awareness, you guys.
Okay, I'm dying laughing because I did a coaching call with Jessica today and I tried to do an illustration about filling your funnel. It was horrible. Okay, so that's funny. Illustrations, not my thing. I typically mix things up anyway. But what is my thing, I feel like, is making people laugh. I'm pretty good about bringing the energy and making people laugh.
I agree with that statement. And it's a great gift to have.
I was actually just going to say the same thing. I feel like I'm always cracking a joke and making people laugh. Even sometimes when it's inappropriate, but I'm always making people laugh.
I love it.
I kind of feel, and I don't know if this is right. Y'all might think, no, that's not right. I kind of feel like the best friend one, because that's kind of how I talk to everybody. We're just best friends. So that's kind of one that jumped out at me about me.
Oh, totally, Emily. Yes.
So I may be far off on this, but I might say ease and sense of security.
Very good.
I was gonna say the best friend one too, because I like to make people feel valued and important. At least I'll try to make them feel that way.
Yes, Jackie, I definitely can see that in you for sure.
And I agree. I'm with Amy. Put everyone in the room at ease and give us a sense of security. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to feel loved. I want everybody to know that they're there for a reason. And yeah, keep the peace.
Love it, Whitney. Anybody else? Okay, next question on page 101. And he talks about what makes people listen. And so this is the comment that was written under there for those with audio books. You must learn to connect with others by making the most of whatever skills and experience you have. And he talks about who you know, what you have done, what you can do, how you have lived. So in your Plexus journey so far, what has played the biggest role in your influence and success? Who you know, what you have done, what you can do, or how you have lived. Would love to hear from you all. Kristen says all the above in the chat.
Can you repeat it one more time, Kaylee, the list?
Yep. Who you know, what you have done, what you can do, how you have lived.
I think that what you can do has played a big role in my life and how I have lived, probably both of those. Just I feel confident in what the Lord has given me, the ability to learn and grow and communicate with people, and just I think that anybody who is willing to learn and listen and be coachable, if you know that about yourself, then you can just do anything that, I mean, within your gifts and talents and those things, but probably, yeah, what I can do, what I know I can do.
Thank you, Jana. It's so easy to think of other people and how they have connected and influenced you. But it's hard to sit and really analyze yourself and figure out, okay, this is probably what has played the biggest role in my success in my business so far as a connector. Anybody else have anyone that they want to share?
I think for
Okay.
me, it is what I have done and what I'm continuing to do as far as like achievement and results go, but then also taking that, what I've learned and what I've done, and then training off of that to help others.
Love that, Abby.
I think for me in my Plexus business, I could say kind of a little of all the above. But when I was reading about who you know, it just made me think about everyone on the team. Like, we have such a good team, and who we know, being able to learn from all of our leaders here who have already been there and already done it. They've already put systems in place for us. So I don't think it was exactly the way he was meaning who you know, but it's the way I read it about who you know.
I definitely agree with Jessa on that. But for me, I think it's what you know, just being a nurse and the knowledge of all of the internal stuff. And just, the more I learn about gut health and connecting it back to different processes within our body, it's making that pathophys connection for me as a nurse. And I feel like I can explain the importance of it better to people, and just how it will change things for them.
So good, Hillary.
For me, I think it's been how I lived. Like people trust me because they know that I've done the research, and I've had quite a few people say, well, I know that you've done the research, so I trust you. So
That integrity. Yep. Is anybody a because of what you can do? Curious, nobody has said that one yet.
That would be Christina, and she's not here to defend herself.
I was gonna say something about that, Kayleen. And Christina says I'm a lot like her, so that's funny that Brittany just mentioned her name because I was looking at like who you know. So a lot of times when we're talking to somebody about the business, we say, well, and somebody says, well, I just don't know a whole lot of people. And then our reply is, well, go check your Facebook. How many Facebook friends do you have? Well, I didn't have Facebook when I joined Plexus. And so, so what I knew and what I had to go do was go through the contacts on my cell phone. And that's where I started. And that got me to Ruby. I didn't have social media of any kind. So what have I done? With the help of my team, I reached the rank of Ruby with no social media. How you have lived, like people trust me. I could just message them, through the contacts on my phone, and they didn't see my life on social media. They just trusted me, and I had built relationships just, I guess, being a teacher and being involved in my church. I didn't know a whole lot about network marketing. I didn't know a whole lot about the products. But I did have 900 contacts on my phone. So that's how I got started. So.
That is incredible, Laurel. That's incredible. Yes. I love all of this about you. And I can say for myself too, I think how I've lived, just people trusted me. And even though I felt like I needed to know all the science behind the products, I didn't, and I wasn't nearly passionate about it, but transforming, seeing people's lives being transformed, I mean, that drew my passion out, and it got me out of my comfort zone. But I think people trusted me because of how I have lived. But yes. Very good. Anybody else want to go before we move on to the next one? Okay. All right. So the next section in the chapter, he's talking about connecting with a live audience. How many of you have spoken to a live audience? Okay. So he talks about a few different things here. A great leader who has great confidence when they speak to a live audience. I would like to use this time for people to shout each other out. So I have names on my list, but I'll just let you all speak up first. But who do you know on our Plexus Freedom team that has great confidence when they speak to a live audience? Brittany, Christina, yep.
I was about to say Emily. Emily, when she presents, she definitely appears confident. Rachel, too. Rachel's got great camera presence. So does Shannon. Abby definitely appears very confident. Even at Super Saturday, talking to 20,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
She was probably actually shaking in her knees, but she hit it well.
She did. She crushed it. I agree. And also Michelle was someone who came to mind. And it's so interesting when you go back to look at y'all's live videos that you have done and your trainings and your first videos recording that you have done. I mean, you can see the growth there. And so take note that if this isn't a strength of yours, you just do it anyway until it becomes a strength of yours. And it will. Okay, next one is authenticity. When you speak, to a live audience and you just get that sense of authenticity. Who do you think of on this team?
Jana, very authentic.
Mhm. I have her on my list.
Kayleen, you too. Definitely very authentic.
Thank you. Terry, yep. Mhm.
Also think Jackie. I'm just looking at these faces. I'm looking at everybody's faces. I'm sure there are a lot more that I'm not thinking of. I'm just looking at people who I see on my screen that I'm just like, yeah, Jackie's definitely authentic when she trains or speaks.
And I think that we have a lot more authentic people on this team that just have not spoken up or created videos or trainings yet. And so let this be this moment where you draw your line in the sand, that you make yourself known. So that next time we do this book study, your name comes up on the screen, because I know that there's a lot of you with these giftings here. The next one is prepares thoroughly.
Abby.
Mm-hmm.
April too.
April too, yes.
April and Abby both.
I have Syra as well.
Also Kayleen.
Oh,
Anytime I've seen you speak, you're very, very prepared.
thank you. Okay, next one is humor. Go ahead. We all know. It's not me. I'm kidding. Christina, I have. Yup. Terry. Yup. Emily, I have. Mhm. Rachel. Yup. Shannon. Uh-huh. Yep.
Jana.
Jana.
Jana is so funny.
Yes. You know how everyone's faces come to life? Just when you ask the question, it's like you couldn't even hold it in. You're so excited to say it. It's a connecting point. Love it. All right. Focuses on others. Jackie. Mm-hmm.
I think Katie on this too. Like, I think the last time, I don't remember what it was you were doing, but like everything she does is very others focused.
Love it.
Megan is new here, but she is very others focused. I can't wait for y'all to get to know her better, but she's new, but she just my kids just adore her already, because she just pours into people so much. But
I sent you a friend request, Megan, just so you know. Pastor wife over here. Love it. I have Pamela. Is Pamela on this call? Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't we have a beautiful team? Love all of you. All right. So I had something I wanted to share about other-mindedness, and the writer that helps John write his books. He shared the story about how John just made him feel so important. He talked about him. He did this whole big thing, and he made sure that he had a seat beside him. All just valued this gentleman. And I had to think of when we went to convention last year. I earned the gala, and I had my guest Liz with me. And I live in Delaware, and a lot of the rest of the team live in Georgia. But Brittany saved me and Liz a seat at the gala next to her, because we hardly see each other. And she just pulled us right in. And I can't tell you, I'm going to cry tears, but that meant the world to me, that she valued to save us a seat. And not only that, she took me around this entire ballroom of people and introduced me to some of the most amazing people And it's like meeting the president. That's really what it felt like. Meeting tons of amazing people. And she just talked me up as a leader and as a friend. And like that means the world. And so, I had to think about how can I implement this in my life with my team, with my children, with people in my church. And so the importance of being others minded just is such a powerful way to connect and keep a connection because you feel so valued. So does anybody else have a story that they would like to share where they have experienced that?
I will go on this because it was a huge thing for me. It was when Abby asked me to be her guest for Leaders Retreat last year to Orlando. She has a huge team to pick from. And like, of course, I got the message while I was at work, so I couldn't cry at work. But to be able to be by her side with everything that she won and with all the experiences that she took me on was just so eye-opening. And again, like getting to meet so many diamonds and jewels in the company, I would not have had that opportunity I will have that opportunity someday, but just having her, give me that opportunity was amazing.
Abby is a great leader. I love that, Hillary.
I had a story from Leaders Retreat also. I went really new, like thanks to Katie, I earned it because I didn't even know what it was. She's like, hey, did you earn it? I'm like, I don't know. How do I do that? And so like the last day of the competition, I got in there and didn't know anyone. I have like no one else on this leg of Christina's team works. And I didn't bring anyone with me. So I just went to like a crowd of strangers and Gia found me and apparently I looked lost. So she just came up and started talking to me like we'd known each other our whole lives. And she made a point to talk to me at every event and to make sure that I was introduced to people and ask how I was doing and how I was feeling. And it made a huge difference for me because I truly knew no one there. And I did feel kind of out of place and awkward, which is really weird for me because I don't get awkward very often. So it made a humongous impact on me. Like I'll be best friends with Gia forever from that day.
I love that. I love Gia too. Going on that shopping spree with her was so fun. You're so sweet, Gia. Okay, well, we have like 6 minutes left. We have one more person want to share?
I want to go. Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel. Sorry. Kayleen, at convention last year, which was actually our first time meeting, even though we both live in Delaware and I was really new to sharing the business, you had asked me to sit with you in the front row, and you did that with everyone that came from your team, which was really eye-opening to me just to see the value you have in us and just wanting to give us that experience. And I came as a senior silver. I had just started sharing that March, and I made it to convention because by the grace of God, my parents live in Ohio, so it kind of worked out really well. But just seeing you interact with others and just the way you loved on me and Becca, and like we literally had just met, it was just amazing to have that experience and just the way you are with the team here. It's just, you're very inspiring. And even thinking about that experience still makes me like shake a little bit. And I really appreciate that. And so you're very others focused. And it's something I really admire you for.
That is so sweet, Christy. Thank you so much. When you have belief in somebody, there's no turning back. You see so much potential, you see so much value. And so this is more than just building somebody up for the sake of greed. Like this is believing in people because they have an impact to make on lives, and often they don't see it. So thank you so much, Christy. That's precious. Okay, last question. All right, page 116 and 117, they talk about connecting on different levels. And so I want to ask, what process of connection are you engaging in your business to practice and to perfect? And we've been talking about this team wide, 3 key drivers or 3 focuses that you're having. Is there a focus that you have in your business along these lines? And so it could be one-on-one coffee meetup, or doing a sip and see scared, or doing a Zoom Y-plexus. Is there an event that you are engaging in that you are not typically used to doing, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone? Is that an unclear question? Is it
So-
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I've been trying to meet up in person more with people, like doing coffee or anything really, more play dates, anything to talk to people in person more, because I'm very much so, if I don't have to leave my house, I don't want to leave my house. So that's what I've been trying to do more.
Love that, Caitlin.
That's
getting
funny.
comfort.
What I was going to share builds on that. I connected with a girl that I've been wanting to build a business with for a while, but she's in Florida, which is a little bit far to get coffee. So we set up a time to meet on Zoom.
Love it. So good.
I actually did a farmer's market, not this week, but last week. And I'm going to try to do that continually, like at least once a month. So it was exciting and scary.
Love it, Kelly. Way to go.
I went on my first play date this week, y'all. Way out of my comfort zone. But we did not actually play. Our kids played, but yeah, way out of the comfort zone. So in-person thing.
Now that your kids are teenagers,
yeah,
finally went on a play date.
I mean, late bloomer. You gotta start somewhere, right? There's hope for all of y'all. See, I'm here to show you that there's hope. There is hope for you too, Abby.
Love it.
Adult play date, Rachel, would be karaoke in a cabin on top of a mountain.
And there's Emily bringing the humor. Love it.
Let's do it right now. Okay, so something I'm trying to do is just get in front of my team more and lead, which makes me very uncomfortable.
Love it, Rachel. That's what they need to see. So good. Okay, guys. Well, we are at 9:30. So thank you so much for all your participation. I loved it. So have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week. Bye.